some people ask me about playing ahead or behind the beat. You listen to like Dexter Gordon records, and he sits way back on the time. And I don't really. I'm kind of a middle of the road person. You listen to Woody Shaw or Freddie Hubbard. Freddie Hubbard's not so much ahead of the time, but Woody Shaw, they're pushing, they're rushing ahead of the time. So that's kind of two sides of the coin. I really am kind of, since I'm really a believer in being your own metronome and being your own drummer and being your own timekeeper, I try to keep everything right down the middle of the time. I want every note to fall right into my swing feel, and I have this kind of, I try to get a bouncy swing feel that reminds me of people like Clark Terry and Oscar Peterson. So I'm not really a big believer in leaning back on the beat. And you listen to the best bands that used to lean back on the beat, like the Basie Band is kind of one of the best examples. And they're not doing that much, Pulling really far back on the time is not that classy to do. It can really make things feel drunk and like really disjointed. So if you are going to lay back on the time, or you do feel like you're naturally more relaxed kind of player, you should still be playing in time, and you shouldn't kind of say, oh, well, I play behind the beat, and that's kind of how I do things. It's still your responsibility to keep your own time and to not slow down or pull the band's tempo down. It's everybody's responsibility in a band to keep the tempo of the song, where it is. It's not the drummer's responsibility. It's not the bass player's responsibility. It's not the rhythm guitar player's responsibility. It's everybody's collective responsibility not to speed up or to slow down. And we can achieve that by having the subdivision of tempo in our head, practicing with a metronome, moving in time with the music, and keeping the tempo in mind at all times, even when you're not playing the line. You should still be feeling the time. Sometimes people ask about swing feel and what actually is swing feel. Is it a triplet? Is it a tied triplet? Is it? And it's not really that to me. My eighth note kind of concept is basically, if you were to transcribe it, they'd be pretty straight. But the swing for me is in the articulation. Some people have the swing in their fingers. They think that swing is in the fingers. For me, it's very much about the articulation. So, I might... Or... It's maybe a little bit syncopated, a little bit dotted, but mostly straight, with a heavy emphasis on the 2 and 4. In general, I kind of accent the offbeats, but then sometimes to create like one of those rhythms that I was talking about in the improvisation, you're kind of like scat sung drum rhythm, then maybe you'll accent the odd on beat just to mix things up. So I'll show you that with a metronome. So there's a mix in there, Thanks a lot for watching these videos, and I hope you learned something from these solos. Sorry if the speaking part is confusing, but always refer back to my improvisations and to the transcriptions, because that's where the real information is. If the speaking isn't clear, then the example will always be in the recording. That's always helped me in the past. So again, thanks for watching, and good luck.